Welcome to this section. In this section, let's understand about Cloud Spanner. In our previous section, we understood about Cloud SQL. Let's have an in-depth understanding. So this is similar to Cloud SQL. When I say similar, it is also an fully managed relational database service. So you don't need to have or don't need to maintain your server to have your database. However, the main difference between Cloud SQL and Cloud Spanner is Cloud SQL is an vertical scalability. However, Cloud Spanner is an horizontal scalability. So the difference between vertical and horizontal scalability is, as we discussed earlier in the Cloud SQL section, when it comes to when it comes to vertical scalability, you'd be starting from a resource, right, to have your database. It's like maybe you'll be starting from one particular machine, or simple configuration as like 4 virtual CPU or 4 GB RAM, 2 virtual CPUs, and 100 GB storage. So once you have more data, right, once your business is growing and if you want to enlarge your database, then maybe you can extend your resources to from 4 GB to 8 GB RAM, and from 2 virtual CPUs to 4 virtual CPUs, and from 100 GB storage to 512 storage. Like that, you can extend the resources of your database. However, there is a limitation to it. Okay, it's not unlimited. There is a limitation to it, and the main thing is when it comes to vertical scalability, it is a single machine where you are upgrading your resources. Though you are upgrading your resources based on the requirement till some extent, it is the same machine only. Okay, it's in single hardware. But when it comes to horizontal scalability, you can, when you're starting your database, when you're starting your business, if you require very small amount of resources, then based on that you can start, and instead of expanding the resources in a single hardware, you can deploy multiple replications of the same. Okay, so that is what horizontal scalability is. So main difference is vertical scalability is enhancing or enlarging your resources within a single hardware. However, there is some limitation to it. It cannot be extended after a point. But horizontal scalability, you can extend till as per your requirement. There is no limitation, but it is not in the same device. Multiple small devices are interconnected, like that kind of a thing. And it is globally distributed and strongly consistent. Uh, and this is the only enterprise grade service that combines SQL service, transaction, and relational structure. First, let's understand about the features theoretically, and let's understand the same practically from the Google Cloud Console. Let's understand. Let's learn about Cloud Spanner in two videos. In the first video, let's understand about the feature, and let's see how to create the instance, the Spanner instance. And in the second video, let's manage the databases and regarding the backup import, as like how we discussed in the Cloud SQL. Let's discuss. Okay, and the data is replicated synchronously with strong consistency within and across region and globally also. So what does it mean is, say for example, you are having your database, main database at US. Okay, and you are replicating the database, you are having a copy or replicating a database in India, and one more database at UK. So whenever you make any changes in the database at US, which you have deployed at US, so it is automatically synchronized immediately. Okay, it is automatically synchronized, and it is immediately synchronized across the globe. Though your database is deployed in a different geographical location, it is synchronized immediately, and that's what it is. And that can be within a region or across globe also. So basically, when you have multiple databases that is deployed for high availability, it will be synchronized immediately, and the synchronization will be consistent. So whenever there is a business requirement, or else whenever your business grows, you can enlarge your resource based on the requirement with unlimited scale. And as it can be distributed across the globe, we have high availability service with zero scheduled downtime and maintenance window. And so that's the same as it is your databases is if your database is distributed across globe, as one in United States, one in Asia Pacific zone, and one is in UK, then just consider that if there is any disaster or some maintenance activity going at one data center, and even though if the entire region is going down for some reason, it might be because of the maintenance or might be of a national natural disaster or whatever it is, your service will be still available through the other two data centers. Okay. And regarding the zero maintenance, we'll discuss in the next slide. Okay, we don't need to worry about replicating the data or scaling framework. So in the Cloud SQL, if we want a replica, we should create a replica. And that too, it is an only read replica. However, here the replication would be taken automatically. Okay, and we don't need to worry about it. The only thing we can we if we want, we can define is the region where it need to be replicated. And data are automatically distributed across the region and continent. Okay, so we have discussed this earlier. And as we talked about the zero maintenance window or zero downtime, the uptime, the agreed uptime SLA is 99.999 percentage. So with that, Google is offering you a zero scheduled downtime. Okay, there is no maintenance window for this particular service. Your service will never go down. And though Cloud Spanner replicates the database across the geographical location, Cloud Spanner gives the experience of the database that is running in the single machine. So in our example, we consider that our database is one is deployed in United States, and one is at Asia, and one is at UK, right? So though they are at different geographical location, when we are accessing it, we'll feel the experience as like it is in the same machine, same hardware. Okay, we will not feel that latency. And so because of all those advantages, it is too expensive. Okay, so whenever we are practicing the lab, make sure that you're choosing the right amount of resource, and make sure to delete the resource immediately once you practice it. So it's again only for those who are practicing using the free trial account or the personal paid account. And if you're if you're practicing, or if you're working through the enterprise account, that's different. Okay, fine. So let's practice, means in the demonstration video, let's understand about Cloud Spanner. So now we are in our Cloud Console dashboard. So what I'm going to do, either you can go here, you can go to database, and where you can see Spanner. So here you can see under database, you would be seeing this Spanner as it is within the cloud. So it's not mentioned as like Cloud Spanner as similar to Cloud SQL, but it is termed as Cloud Spanner or Cloud SQL. Okay, so you'd be seeing only the name as Spanner. So just click it. Make sure you are in the right project. Okay, and there is few introduction, a small introduction video about it, and if you want, you can please go through it. Okay, else you can just click here to create the instance. So once we click that option to create the instance, we'll be coming here. Here we need to give the name for the instance. So I'm just giving my Cloud Spanner. Okay, and so following to that, you can give the instance ID. So it would be taking from your name only. So I'm just adding E. Fine. And there is one feature that would be helpful for us to understand the price. Okay, so here if you see there is an option as like compare region configuration. So if you click here, you can see it's a kind of a comparison where we can understand if you're choosing which region, what would be the configuration type and what would be the cost associated to it. Okay, and maybe for here in this list, you'd be having both single region and also multi region. first let's understand about single region. Single region is nothing, every region, okay, individual region in the GCP. Mm, say for example, if I choose Asia South one, which is Mumbai. See, the location is Mumbai and it's a region. If you try to deploy your database here, what happens? Three read-write replicas in three separate zones within the region Asia South one will be created. So basically, Mumbai is having three zones, right? So when we deploy our database, three replica will be created. Okay, automatically it would be created, and that too, it's not a read replica, it is an read write replica, and it would be created in each zone of Mumbai region. And availability for this particular region is 99.99 percentage. Okay, and compute cost is, it is $1.26 per hour for per 1000 processing unit. So processing unit is uh, it's a processor kind of a thing. Okay, and it's 1000 processing unit is equal to one node. Okay, so if you want, you can go with 1000 processing unit, which is standard or average or minimum kind of an requirement, I would say. However, while we are practicing here in this demonstration video, we can have little less as well, but the processing speed would be less comparably. Fine. So for one node, which is 1000 processing unit, you would be charged $1.26 per hour. And the storage cost for storing your data is, it is $0.42 per GB per month. Fine. And if I'm choosing something somewhere, like I already chose one from Asia, right? Maybe let me show you in Australia. Australia, the same as like if you are deploying at Sydney, there too it has three zones. So your data will be replicated in three zones with availability of 99.99 percentage. However, if you see the cost, right, there is a slight difference comparing to India. It is cheaper than India if you are deploying in Australia, but it's a slight difference. But at the same time, if you see, okay, maybe let me check in Europe. There is very good difference. It is 1.26 at India dollars. However, in Finland, UK, it is $1.04 per per node, means 1000 processing unit. And again, when it comes to United States, maybe let's see the default one, US Central one. If you see, there is a very good differences. So if you are choosing Mumbai region, you will be charged for $1.26 per hour. However, for US Central one, Iowa, you would be charged for $0.90 per node, which is 1000 processing unit. So this is how you can compare actually and understand your estimated cost, and you can plan accordingly. And in addition to that single region, you also have a multi-region. When I say multi-region, so it's not that you cannot pick up, okay, you cannot pick a specific regions and club it together. Google itself has grouped few regions as a one multi-region group. Okay, say for example, if you see Asia, Google itself chose Tokyo, Osaka and Seoul as an one multi-region group. Okay, you cannot customize it. The reason being, it is they have grouped it to provide a low latency, okay, with high efficiency and low latency. So you can choose any one among this group. Okay, if you see here, maybe again, if I choose Asia one, which is Tokyo, Osaka and Seoul, you are charged $3.90 per hour for one node, 1000 processing unit. However, if you are choosing the other one, maybe let me select something from, okay, let me choose this from United States. If you see, the number of region is high here. Okay, though it's a multi-region, the number of region is very high here. And also if you see here, the replicas, as it has only three regions, the replica is 2 to 1. So totally 5 replicas will be there. However, here 2, 2, 4, 6, 7 replicas. So you would be charged accordingly. Okay. So this is how you can understand the cost difference, and you can choose one among it. Okay. So this is where you should choose your required region. If you are going with a single regional, then you can choose single region, or else if you are going with a multi-region, you can choose multi-region. Okay. So whatever the group, right, we have saw there, it will be available here. You can choose anyone based on your requirement. So as it's a demonstration, I'm just going with single regional. So you can choose any one among it. Again, due to cost, let me go with Iowa, US Central 1. Here it is. Fine. And when it comes to the compute capacity, your compute capacity determines the amount of data throughput, queries per second QPS, and storage limits in your instance. So as I said, one node is equal to 1000 processing unit. Okay. You can define either based on the processing unit, or you can define based on your node. uh, okay, by default it is 1000 processing unit. If you want to have less, yes, you can make it as 100 also. Okay, for demonstration. But though you are practicing for hands-on experience, okay, with your free trial account, if you have it 100, it's absolutely fine, but you may experience some slowness with that. Okay, fine. Let me have it one node, 1000 processing unit, because if I go with 100, right, it would take more time. So just to avoid time consumption, I'm just going with one node. So when I say more time in processing whatever query or whatever operations you're doing. Okay, and you can just click create. So once you click create, immediately your instance would be created. If you see now, the instance is created. So this is how you can create the new Cloud Spanner instance. So as I said earlier, let's stop here in this video, and let's continue in the next video. We'll discuss about managing Spanner, creating database, managing database, and queries, and so on regarding export, import, backup. Let's discuss on the next video.